Hey everybody, it sure has been a while, hasn't it? Today's episode of the Snark podcast is sponsored by News Voice. As I'm sure most of us already know, almost all US media is owned by a handful of big, creepy, greedy corporations, so finding unbiased information and different perspectives is pretty damn hard. We need to take back control of the news, and this is how you can help. News Voice gives you a personalized news feed by aggregating major news sites as well as international and independent media. Each story shows several sources, which are all tagged with their bias and perspective. I've been saying for years that the best way to get accurate information is to cross-reference all of the biased stuff. So this is pretty perfect for me. As a reader, you'll be joining a movement to change the way we consume news and media. You can upvote the stories that you find interesting so more people will see them, or add stories and links that are missing. Not only will you be joining a democratized platform for news, but you'll also be saving time by getting all of your news in one app, with unbiased summaries written by News Voice's community of volunteers. This is something that I genuinely feel is actually super useful and super important right now, so please download the News Voice app completely free from the link in our description on YouTube, and if you're off YouTube, please visit the Google Play Store or iTunes and search News Voice to download it for free today. newsvoice.com/app/the Snark Tank. Thanks again to News Voice for supporting today's episode, and go ahead and show them support. Huh? Do it for me. Do it for Chris.
Hey, look, it's a little dead meme.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Snark Tank podcast. I'm Chris Raygun, and we're here once again with Tom Sweeny and Derek, some black guy, black man.
Hey, what up? What up? What's going on, everybody out there?
What's good?
What's going on, our snarkoleptics?
It's been a minute. We haven't recorded. I actually don't know how long it's been since we've recorded because it's been such a hectic
it's been 2
amount
weeks,
of time. But It's been about 2 weeks. Sweeney and I have moved
Something like that.
into a new place,
Yes.
a place that is significantly better already.
A one bedroom apartment.
We live in a shed.
It's real dark.
We live in a shed behind a Denny's, and we have fiber optic internet. We have Google Fiber.
Yeah, that's where you reallocated the money from the utilities of the apartment straight to
Yeah, and then we just
the
shit
best
outside
internet
the hole.
possible. That's a
Fucking
really
hole,
good
God.
move.
It's this shallow hole too. It's
It's not even
that deep.
deep. Like it's like maybe
It's
maybe
like,
5 inches deep.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's like when you get like a cup from like a McDonald's or something. You know the little bubbles on top that you push in.
It's
on the
like
lids?
that deep.
It's that deep in relation to the
It's
surface.
It's
just a
basically
dent,
just
basically.
on the fucking surface.
But anyway, it's been
That's
a
fucking-
minute. We apologize for missing a week. I don't like missing weeks. We had initially planned on recording 2 episodes in the same day, but the schedule got a little fucked up, and then my mic cable got destroyed during the move. I don't know what the hell happened, but my mic stopped working, so I had to wait for a new mic to come in. So things were late. Things should be back up to normal now. I don't foresee any random delays.
Yeah, we
from
should be
here on
fine.
out. Now that we're all
Let it be like
squared
that. Get
away.
over it. You guys missed 1 week. We're back. Love us or hate us. We're here. Fuck you guys.
So, obviously, I just wanted to bring this up again. We have merch at teespring.com/stores/snark-tank. That's a thing that, that allows, us to pay editors so I don't have to work,
Very true.
basically.
Very.
Because, dude, editing is such a bitch, man. It really is. Like, I don't even know how I managed to do it for as long as I was doing
I'm really
it. but
upset. I'm
thank
really upset
fucking
that I'm
Christ.
learning how to do it. And it's like, this shit does not seem fun at all. It just seems like fucking tedious work. And I'm like,
It's
oh,
very
man.
tedious.
Dude, the only time it's fun is when you're working on something that you know is gonna slap. Like it's like a banger. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this is good. This is really funny. This is really good. Other than that, I'm like, fuck this. I don't want to do this. Oh,
It's
cool.
different with
Sponsors?
like video. Like video, I feel like there's more fun to be had just because there's more to work with. But with audio, it's just like you're just listening to the same conversation you had before. You're like, and you actually have like less context than you had when you were having the conversation because you don't know what the fuck movements you're making. You don't know what the fuck they're doing. It's just all audio, and it's so much more bland.
Yeah.
Than, than editing video.
Editing is not fun.
That's
It's
good.
not a fun time. No. But we do it for you.
Yeah. So what do we?
Do it for you.
So the last episode was a Last of Us spoiler cast. We got a lot of questions about it, but I don't really want to get into it until it's like a little bit later on. We could like do a recap of like some of people's, because people took some issues with some of the things that we were saying, even though I think they were pretty.
Yeah, we all hit the right marks. Like I think we all had different opinions about it, but every opinion was like very valid.
No, well, people were like, well, I don't want to get into it because it's just going to be another spoiler. So we're not going to get into spoilers again. This one is just going to be a lot of questions, but a lot of things have happened in the last like 2 weeks that I feel like we probably should talk about, because apparently Shane.
Oh my God,
Shane
that
Dawson.
shit. Oh my Lord. Okay.
So Shane Dawson, Tati Westbrook, and James Charles are in the news again because Hell World is real, and there's really no escape from this fucking community that I haven't watched a fucking single makeup video in my entire life. I have not. I've seen Face Off, that show where they do like the movie prosthetics on like Sci-Fi.
What you call it?
Oh, I thought you meant the fucking movie with Nicolas Cage.
I like that movie. I
was like, yeah,
I've seen that too.
That was pretty good.
I've seen that too, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same as this shit. So I don't even really know what happened, but I guess Shane Dawson got like uber canceled because like a lot of videos came out of him just like making a lot of really specific jokes about children.
Yeah, it's not the problem with Shane, since he's such a the way that he portrays himself now. People almost like his audience, I guess, couldn't really believe that he used to be uber edgy like that and say all those stupid, tasteless jokes that even me, like, I don't usually joke with children. That's not really my lane, but I know people like James Gunn did. Remember that? You guys remember that?
Yeah,
some people do shit like that. But Shane's getting hit extra hard because people are just like, I can't believe Shane would do something like that. Meanwhile, there's like some degenerate type of comedians or whatever that you'd be like, oh, of course they said that. You know what I mean?
Shane Dawson has like, he did this like complete 180 where he was like, he did blackface multiple times, dude. Like several
too many
several
times.
times.
There's
like
too many times.
Once is already like, what are you doing really? But
I can't contextualize a good reason why you could use blackface.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder.
Yes, but like, okay. Our DJ gets the pass. All right, he can say the N-word too. I don't really care. I give him that. Like, he gets the N-word pass for at least a few months. Like, he's got unlimited usages. But like Tropic Thunder is literally about how stupid blackface is, and like that character is like just a complete asshole, like the whole fucking time. But he's like, he never said the N-word, right? I wish he did. That would have been great. That would have been great because that would have been icing on the cake, but he would have never been Iron Man.
That would have been pretty great.
Like,
it would have been great.
I wouldn't love him the way he is now. So
Maybe it could have been War Machine. That would have been fucking sweet.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, I don't know. I think there is a difference between like mammy shit, like, you know what I mean, like the mammy blackface, and just like something like,
oh yeah, of course,
even as like stupid and tasteless as like the Jimmy Kimmel stuff is, and like the Jimmy Fallon stuff was, where he was like impersonating Chris Rock. I was like, that's really stupid, and you should have really had some foresight before doing that. But like, I don't put it in the same category as like some dude painting white over his lips like he's fucking drinking cocaine.
I am the king of making fun of things that probably shouldn't be made fun of. You know, I really go the extra mile sometimes. You know, but like, I understand where to step.
You're pretty good at it.
Know? And kids are not the place to go. You never go to children, because once you make one joke about kids like that, all it takes is one asshole to be like, this isn't funny, I'm gonna get him. And they can make a whole 30-minute video about how fucking pedophilic you are and how terrible you are. But the thing is that Shane has a lot of it. So they can make hour-long documentaries about that shit.
It's so much of it. It's the sheer volume of it. And just how frequently
way more frequently
it
than
occurs.
we thought about it. It's like, holy fuck, this happened that many times.
Yeah, like I remember watching. I never really watched Shane Dawson, but I was familiar with him back in the day, and I remember that was the kind of stuff that he did. Like, yeah, it's whatever, like that didn't even like come across my radar back then because it was just like, he's just some edgy dude on YouTube. It's fine, like whatever. But seeing it all like compiled is really not flattering. It's really not flattering.
It looks
I don't know
really
if he's,
bad,
like,
right?
Literally a fucking kitty diddler or anything, but like. You should have the foresight to know that like the volume of those jokes aren't going to paint you in the most favorable.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing that I worry about is not even worry, it's wonder that when you have to have some sort of like self-awareness if you make a specific type of joke.
Yeah, you're leaving an impression on people.
People are
like,
gonna get a
keep
sort of
doing
impression
that
about you. Like it's weird that you don't think like I'm sure in somebody's lifetime they've made a really fucked up joke at a child's expense saying something wild and you're like, whoa, just to get a reaction. But I mean, if that's your shtick, I'm gonna be like, I don't want this guy around my kids, or I don't want this guy around kids in general. I'd be much safer if he was not in a room with kids. I'd feel good.
There was no kids around this guy. Please, someone get on that.
I would. Yeah, so I don't think he. I mean, but
yeah.
I mean, the mess up thing is like you never really know. Right, at the end of the day.
But like I don't know, like
yeah, you never really know.
Yeah, but I don't know, like. I've heard a lot of insane jokes like frequently from people who I just know are just normal fucking people who just have like fucked senses of humor.
That's our whole house, actually. Truth be told,
it's just it's just the thing about like to televise.
That's true.
To broadcast.
Some things
so frequently,
deserve to be left
wild.
behind in your house with no one to see.
Yeah,
there are jokes that Sweeny and I will make to each other in the house that like we know for a fact it's like, oh, we can't say this.
Oh yeah, I'll get canceled. I'll actually get canceled for the shit I say.
You can't post it. You can't do anything. Can I just say the amount of 9/11 memes that I have
9/11's
curated,
fine.
and I'm just like, I can't post this. Like I would. No, it's no. Trust me. It's still a read the room thing. There's still enough people on the internet
I saw
that
those
freak out
towers
about
fall
that
like
shit,
a fucking game
like,
of Jenga, my brother.
Come on, guys.
That shit's fucking fine to me, man. Like I saw the towers go from standing up to laying down like a fucking like a World Star video. Like that shit is fine. It happened a long time ago and it was kind of fucked, but like whatever. We got the guy who did it.
I agree. I just feel like people get mad. Like I want to post this fucking this gif. I love this gif of Will Smith dancing on the towers as they're toppling down.
What if the World Trade Center is not the American version of the Paris catacombs? All right, it's not a big deal. Get the fuck over it.
What were the Paris
catacombs? It's just a bunch of fucking
like
skulls and bones at the bottom of the fucking Paris. It's a bunch of skulls and bones. It's like a whole pathway.
What is the story of that though? Like, is it like literally just people died down there and they made a fucking tunnel out of their dead
Dude, it's a
body?
lot.
What is that?
It's a
what
lot.
Is the fucking
I think it's the largest mass burial in like the world, if I'm not mistaken.
It's a mass burial that it's so mass that they made the structure out of the dead
think
people?
So. I know there's like skulls in the walls and shit. I don't know exactly the whole story, but I'm pretty sure it's like a gigantic like just grave where people was once upon a time. Something happened in Paris. People were underground. They got killed underground. Maybe they were like, "I'll just pick a grave out of this." Europeans are weird.
Yeah, I think there was like a mass like baguette factory down there and it exploded.
That shit is so. That was just
the great baguette massacre of
the mass baguette massacre of '97. Sacre bleu! He got fucking rocks fell on top of him.
Oh no, my baguettes, no.
Oh shit! I'm sorry for all our French viewers out there. It's funny though. It's funny,
Yeah, all 6 of our French viewers.
Hey, you guys are funny people. You guys don't minds come from your country and shit. So come on.
Just pointing out a fact about where minds come from.
The French are such losers. The French are such losers. Even their fucking clowns suck, bro. Even their clowns concede. That shit is crazy. It's crazy.
That is pretty bad to have the worst type of clown.
Your clowns are sad because you guys lost to Germany twice. It's like
Wait, hold on a second. Wait. Hold on a second. Wait a minute. Are their clowns worse or are their clowns better? Because a clown, like a mime, at least doesn't speak.
But the thing about mimes is that they're silently intrusive, and that just leaves like unnecessary tension hanging in the air. A clown's making noise so you can hear a clown coming, but a mime will just show the fuck up and then put one of those invisible walls or one of those ropes at you, and you're like, well, fuck, now I'm involved with this fucking monochrome piece of shit fucking with my day. A clown, but like a fucking walk with their stupid ass shoes. You know, you can fucking find a clown. You can easily spot a clown and, you know, fucking air his head out. But a mime, they're monochrome, so they kind of blend in with everything.
That's what?
You know, black and white kind of goes with everything.
Where do you live? Do you live in Schindler's List? What kind of monochromatic person is blending in with everything?
Black and white kind of goes with everything, you know. So it's like, this guy could just be like hanging out somewhere, and they could just be dressed as Cruella de Vil today. You know, I don't know if it's a fucking mime or not, and then bam, it's some fucking
I don't know
some fucking vow of silence clown dressed as a fucking Dalmatian fucking with you now.
I feel like I would rather deal with a mime than a clown, because a clown is just an irritating presence, and they accost you with items. They'll like make a little balloon dog or like a snake balloon animal, and then they'll hand it to you, and now you have something you have to dispose of. It's like now your responsibility to fucking get yourself out of the situation. A mime just stands where he is and like pretends things around him are real.
That's true, but
it doesn't really do much of anything.
The thing about a mime is that a mime's silence sometimes speaks volumes, you know? And like I just don't like the way they look. I don't like their fucking attire. I just don't want them near me. I don't want them in the same world I exist in. You know? I hate clowns.
Why don't you
I hate clowns.
You like a clown? Hold on. You like a clown's attire more than a mime's?
I like a mime's color palette more than a clown. But clowns are just garbage. Like, if there was a mass culling of clowns, like, if that whole fucking clown, like, crazy clown thing got right out of hand and people started, like, hurting clowns, I'm not saying I would get involved, but I'm saying if you look deep enough, you could find some place where I was present. I would love to see every single clown in the planet get tied to two horses, and the horses gotta go separate ways.
Every single
one by one, the
clowns
horses? Have to watch the other clowns get fucking what is it called again? Get fucking not harmonica. What is the fucking weapon? The fucking not the weapon. The fucking instrument called. They have like keyboards on the sides, and then you get fucking accordion till they fucking rip open.
I'll get accordion.
Pinata every clown to fucking planet.
I don't hate clowns that much, but
they're
like I do think I still would rather deal with a mime. I feel like a mime is a better clown.
My favorite sound is the sound of a fucking baseball bat breaking over a clown's head. That is my favorite sound.
Jesus fucking Christ! All right, well, I don't know how we got here, but I guess it's loosely related because it is makeup community drama, and there's nothing.
I mean,
dude, full circle, man, beautiful.
With all my heart, I fucking hate it. I think it's a disease. I think it's really, really bad. It's really, really bad. It's really, really bad for female perception. I think it's really bad, bro.
It's not, man. It's not, bro. No. Because it's the same thing with those fucking right wingers that are all, we gotta eradicate porn. It's like, dude, moderation. Why can't people just do things in moderation?
I understand moderation.
You can have a little bit of makeup. Just a little bit.
I've witnessed it firsthand, girls who cannot leave their homes without makeup because they don't like the way they actually look. And that shit is, the thing is this.
Agree with you totally. I hate that.
Now. Like, I understand the cosmetic makeup as an art. I understand putting a little bit of stuff over or conceal over, like if you're having a breakout or X, Y, and Z reasons. I've done a little bit of it. But the thing is that the people that promote it are promoting it to children mostly, therefore making these kids believe that the way they naturally look is not right. They have to cover themselves up. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. I understand some women need makeup to conceal their blemishes, but like you shouldn't feel like you need to cover. Like I'm not the best looking. I'm not an ugly guy. I'd say I'm not the best looking, but you don't see me covering myself up.
Yeah.
Hey man, women like me, so that's enough, I guess. But Shut up. I'll kiss you.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Dan, don't threaten me with a good time, bitch.
All I'm saying is I'm not a fan of it. That's me personally.
Look at makeup. I like makeup, but I like I love winged eyeliner. Like I love shit like that.
Like winged eyeliner. It looks kind of fucking edgy. I like it.
Yeah, whatever, bitch. It's that's not. Anyway, you're a fucking retard. Or you're an R word. Excuse me.
Yeah, real good.
Trying
real
to.
good.
Yeah, we don't want to get
Real
really
good job. Real good job covering that up.
Anyway, I think I just stand by my moderation thing. I think that it's nice to throw on a little bit of something if you choose, because there's plenty of women that don't need anything really. I don't think they need anything at all. But I think it's fine if they want to put on a little bit of something. But then there's women that go overboard and then they feel like they need to keep up with that. And one thing that bothers me way more than makeup though is filters. Is Snapchat and Instagram filters.
The same root of thing.
I've noticed. They've definitely are, and I've noticed a lot of women that I know personally do not take pictures without filters now, and it drives me nuts. So I'm just like, Can I see your real face, please? Like you look pretty, but they think they don't. They think they have to smooth their face to the point where you look like you're like Chris. If you took your fucking glasses off, that's blurry. How you see them, smooth. Right? Like they're so blurry and smooth. I'm like, that's what they look like to me.
Pores just don't exist. You're like barely a person. You're just a porcelain bitch. I just. Yeah, I don't know. Like makeup.
Exactly.
I can't feel bad about that whole thing. About like, oh yeah, I don't feel good about myself. I got to put on makeup. I feel I look terrible, and I don't get makeup because I feel stupid wearing it. So I just go outside looking like a piece of shit.
I'm just okay with the way I look, I guess. I can trim down, I guess.
I'm supposed to feel bad about like, oh, poor you. You feel bad about yourself, but you can fix yourself in like 5 minutes.
You're so fucking bitter. You're such a bitter fucking. You're such a bitter, self-focused man. It's just I don't care. Fuck you. It's hard for me too.
Of course, I'm self-focused. That's the purpose of yourself. Is to be self-focused.
Okay, I guess.
All right, next time you're hungry, go feed somebody else, and then just not.
I mean, look.
Look. All I'm saying is that this. All right. You can care about other people, but you gotta remember that they're tools. You need to care about your tools. You need to care about your pawns, so you as the king survives. That's all I gotta say, all right? The pawns need to survive too. You gotta feed your pawns. You gotta make sure they don't run into a bunch of knights. Make sure they watch out for bishops. But you remember, they're your tools. Let those motherfuckers fall, dude. So you can survive.
I don't even know where this came from. Are you okay? All right.
I've been watching a lot of like really edgy anime lately. It's changing the way I think about shit.
What did you say? Edgy anime? I just there's something that just doesn't sit right with me with those two words put together.
Well, like
edgy anime, because I just feel like all anime is like
Death Note's
kind of edgy. Very edgy. It's a very edgy story. It's a very edgy story. It's just that like we laugh at it because like they look like bitches.
To me, it's like I wouldn't say edgy. I would say angsty. Like Light is just a little angsty bitch, and he's like, "I'm gonna is there really these things, and you're gonna get what you deserve."
Is there really a fundamental difference though between edgy and angsty? It's just kind of different.
Edgy is just when angsty grows up, I guess.
I think so. I
don't think so.
I kind of think so. I think kids think they're edgy, but they're not. And I think they're just very angsty and stupid. And then adults grow up, right? And then there's still some of them that like to be edgy. I don't know, man.
Because I feel like angsty is like just edgy, but for kids. Yeah. And like people who are like angsty and they grow up and they don't change, they don't want to admit that they're angsty because that sounds too childish. So they say that they're edgy because that sounds less childish, even though it's just equivalently the same.
The same concept is that you're older now, so it looks stupider on you.
Yeah, it's just like, wouldn't it be cool if I kicked a baby down the street? And it's like, yeah, all right, you'd
get a laugh from me. You'd get a laugh from me, but it wouldn't be like, oh shit, that's cool. It'd be like, oh fuck, I can't believe somebody kicked a baby down the street like a fucking soccer ball.
I don't know. When you're like Keemstar and you're like 48, and you're like,
I don't think he's 48, and dude. You're like. He's like 38.
I don't know. He's fucking ancient.
He's like 38.
No, you're right. I think he's 38.
That's 68 in internet years.
No, it is old. Yeah, it's old internet time. I forgot.
So like when you're Keemstar, you're acting all edgy. It's like it's just so embarrassing to look at because it's just the same. Like I just see the kid in school who's just like, look how cool I am. I don't like
anybody, and I only have like two friends, and we all fucking sit in the bathroom and smoke weed and scream the N-word. It's like, fuck, dude, chill out. Those are the kind of kids I wouldn't even fight. I'm like, these guys are just gonna fucking bring a gun to school. I'm not gonna fight these guys. Like, it's no point. Let them be the kings of the school. I don't need a mass culling because of me.
Well, anyway, Shane Dawson was canceled, and that's the thing
Whatever.
that happened.
Dude, the whole Smash community thing. Have you guys heard about that?
Oh, the Smash community thing is wild. Have you heard about that?
I haven't heard about the Smash community, but I've heard about every other community, like just gaming in general, and it's wild, dude. It's everywhere. It's in every
nutty.
type of community and medium. It's wild. It's pretty crazy.
It's so
Apparently-
fucking insane. The Smash community got decimated. Like I'm pretty sure like every single person.
Dude, apparently.
In
So guys,
popular
if you don't
Smash.
know, apparently a lot of us Smash players have been involving themselves with children sexually. A lot of them. Like, apparently quite a
Oh, I didn't know that. God damn. I thought you were
And
just gonna
it's
say,
insane. Apparently,
God.
there was one female Smash player who was an adult sleeping with a 14-year-old. 14 or 15-year-old. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow. That's
It's,
insane.
Yeah, it's wild because like I just don't understand. I can't comprehend, right? Not like being at the level that some of these people are at, right? They're like on stage, they're like doing these like big tournaments, they're like widely known in their respective communities. It's so difficult for me to believe that they just can't pull people their age, you know? Like what is that?
Well, especially when it comes to me, I even think that when it comes to women, when a woman is older and she gets a younger dude, it's specifically for that very reason. Because, like I've said before to a lot of people, I'm like, most women could just walk into a store and go to a guy and be like, hey, you want to go to my car and bang real
Yeah,
quick?
those guys are fucking idiots.
And 9 times out of 10, the dude's gonna be yes, meaning that it's so. Meaning that it's just
It's easier, yeah.
very easy for women to get men if they so choose to do so. So when you see shit like that happening, I'm always like, this has nothing to do with, oh, I can't find somebody or this person was just there for me. I'm like, no, you specifically wanted that. And obviously, I think there's some of that for men too, but I just think it's much more for women just because I know there's a lot of fucking incels and stupid people that have no charisma that just go after young kids and teenagers because they're so easy to
would say
manipulate
as a
or
baseline,
something.
no fame, no outward kind of extraneous factors in play. A woman could probably land a man a lot easier.
A woman,
than a man can land
a woman
But-
can, but I think it's also because of the fact that like most men are just fucking horn dog idiots. Like so
But
it's
that's
easier.
what
so
I'm
it's
saying.
definitely
That's what I'm saying.
easier.
But what I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. Like as a baseline, it's like
Yeah.
your average like
Yeah, at a baseline,
barista
absolutely.
at like Starbucks is like would do pretty damn fine. But like where these people are, they're like relatively famous. You know what I mean? So like they're at like barista plus level. You know, like they're barista level 3 probably. You know, because just by being famous. So like I just don't understand, dude. I guess I just don't understand the general mindset of just like, oh yeah, they're 18. It's because I think that's immediately kind of creepy, even though it's like legal, just because of just the sheer like difference in brain power and just like understanding of just like even like a 22-year-old is like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you know, in comparison to like a 30-year-old or like a 28-year-old. Even that I feel like is just like, what? How do you make that work?
I don't know. I don't really, to me, in my opinion, I don't really like, I know people are so vastly
That's true.
different and have different world experiences. And there's people that grow up infinitely quicker than other people, like say, especially somewhere where it's really expensive to live, where a lot of people might stay with their parents much longer than other places that are very rural, where they can afford very small places, be independent much quicker.
Yeah.
Like say, I think there's a vastly different lived in things. So I think there's a lot of variables and I don't really like focus on that. Oh, this person is 22.
Oh, I
and this
personally
30,
definitely
like,
focus
Well,
on
no,
age.
no, I
how
don't-
are they
I don't-
together? It doesn't make
couldn't
any
right
sense to
now.
me. I'm like,
I couldn't sleep with someone that's younger than 21 or 22, maybe even 23. Actually,
I
I
don't
just
know,
can't.
like,
I can't think of it. Like,
It's not like a criminal. It's not like a criminal.
it just seems
thing.
arbitrary
It's
to me.
definitely,
Like
it's
I
gonna
don't
become
know.
arbitrary to me. Like I'm in a relationship, so I don't really think about it that much. I don't really think about it, but like I think it would become arbitrary because eventually
Oh,
adults
true,
are just
yeah.
adults, you know. Like that's just a
yeah.
grown adult. Just like I'm an adult, so like
It's not that much of a thing. But I'm just saying like from my perspective, it's just like you know, I just I just know where I was at like 22, and I'm just like, fuck,
So you reference it yourself. That's very true. It's ideal.
Yeah, you self-reference, and like, but the age thing is more of a factor when it's like
That makes sense.
somebody like Chris D'Elia.
Well, see, that's what freaks me out is when someone's specifically going after a certain age group. It's not like you just happen to fall in love with somebody who happens to be like 5 or 6 years younger or whatever the fucking case is, where it's like, oh, I see a pattern here.
Wait, what was the case with that? Was it like actually like underage people?
Okay, so let's step back because there was allegations, and there was a large collection of tweets, like a thread of this woman and collecting other emails and instant messages and Instagram DMs, all this stuff from Chris D'Elia. When he would travel and do his shows, he would like hit these girls up or whatever and try to hook up with them. And so what this girl was saying, she alleged that, oh, Chris was trying to hit us up and groom me and stuff when I was 16 at the time, or blah, 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 all this stuff. Now, maybe a couple weeks later, Chris came out and he disproved, I think, like at least 3 of the allegations, where he's like, no, they're lying. Like one of the girls, you had to be 18 or over to be at the show. So he assumed she was of age. And then when he found out she was underage, he was like, oh, you have to be 18, bye. And then, and the other instances as well. And one of these girls, when she was of age, she hit him back up like, hey, I'm 20 something now. I'm DTF. So he disproved these. However, there's a myriad that he didn't disprove. And it shows like he's like still usually going after these young girls that are just illegal. And I'm like, you're fucking playing with fire, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like if you're that's the factor.
I forgot to mention
like that. The disparity. If a 30-year-old wants to sleep with like a 21-year-old, it's like whatever. Like I couldn't, but I don't think it's like fucking. I wouldn't like be like, oh, what a fucking crazy, like what a psycho. I don't understand how this guy's mind works. I wouldn't be like psychoanalyzing him. But like a 40-year-old with like, that's like a whole.
That's a whole half of
fucking,
your life. Like you already lived her life twice. You lived her life twice already. Like, that's insane already. Like that's just I can't.
And it's just, it's a bit much.
For me, it's the generational thing. There's so much of the relevance that I have in conversation with my girlfriend is because we're from the same generation. So the beginning of us even talking to each other is we bounce off each other. Like, oh, do you remember this? That stuff like that. So the simple like the building up the relationship was based on similar experiences due to our age group and references we can make to each other. So like not having that is weird. Not only
that, but like I feel like, you know, as tech continuously like evolves and increases like at a faster rate, I feel like the generational divide is like actually like wider than it usually is. I feel like if you were born in like the 30s, I feel like, you know, you could probably relate a lot more to your parents than like somebody born in like the 2000s could. You know, just because I feel like less was different over that period of time.
I feel like definitely the time period like what would be wild, like if you were born in like the 40s and in the 60s, like that was like a jump where like it was a different world between those two periods of time. And then definitely I would say our parents in the 80s.
That's because of television, and that's television, rock and roll. That's like that's a lot of like huge cultural touchstones that happen.
The parents being born because a lot of parents were born in the 70s, I guess. And then the kids being born in the 90s. Because particularly in the 90s, so much changed so fast.
Yeah. Like the internet exploded. Fucking, but just like 1995 and 2005 are such vastly fucking different years.
Yeah,
insane.
They're pretty different.
Like it's like 1995 and 1985, they're different in like the way the culture is. But like ultimately, like a kid is still probably doing the same shit in 1985 and 1995. I feel like they might have like a different thing that they're doing, but it's basically the same shit. They're outside being like fucking hooligans.
Yeah.
You know, that's pretty much what it is. In 2005, kids are like fucking trading Pokemon and they're got fucking Yu-Gi-Oh cards and shit. Like, what the fuck is this world? Like it's just it's such a vastly different place. And now it's like I can't even begin to understand.
I can barely relate.
Like because I don't know what it would be like to have access to the internet as like a fucking 5-year-old. I can't even contemplate that. Like it makes no sense to me. I can't retroactively fit that into my brain. So like just
I regularly get
Yeah,
I'd
probably be a completely
regularly,
different
I'm like,
person.
I need to take a break from this. This shit is fucking crazy. I couldn't imagine having it my whole life.
Dude, and because of that, the way that we grew up with it, it's very easy to step away, you know, because we didn't have it. Like there was I grew up with the family computer in the den with dial-up, and I could go on for a little bit at a time, and then my brother would have to get on or whatever the fuck, and then I would go about my other business. So there's people that I know now that are maybe like 10 years younger, something in their early 20s or whatever the fuck, that they have to check their shit at all times. And even if like things are so dire, they're still just putting up with it and poisoning their fucking minds, man. Like I notice when I'm like, I need to take a break from some shit. Like I recently got into some true crime shit, and like that YouTube stuff. And I binged on it 2 separate occasions, and I remember like a few hours into it, I was like, I feel like shit, and I couldn't like really subconsciously, I was like feeling like shit, and I was like, but I couldn't really pinpoint it, and then I realized I'm like, it's this shit that I'm watching, like it's so fucked up that it's draining me, and I'm like, dude, I can't fucking, I gotta take like a long ass break from this stuff, and I think people don't realize that stuff. They're like constantly poisoning their minds with fucking Twitter and Instagram, and like you say with makeup, dude, those girls see that shit all the time, and they see the girls with the fucking filters.
Yeah, and it's not even really that far beneath.
And I'm like,
us.
man,
like, you know what I mean? It's like there are people who are just like even just like 4 years younger who are like just act completely different. In a way, though, like I almost feel like our generation is fucked up because of that, because we never had like a consistent standard for like how things used to be. Like now, at least, like, you know, a kid's just gonna have the internet, and it's just gonna be like a consistent thing. But like when I was growing up, it was like, oh, the internet doesn't exist. Oh, now it's here. Now it's like really slow. Oh, now it's really fast. Now everybody has a smartphone, and it's like, what? Like there was like no stability in like the way everything worked. It was like just and I feel like that's honestly, I genuinely think that that's probably like a big reason why like a lot of people in our generation are just like fucking mentally just fucked. Like they've got like anxiety disorders and like panic disorders.
That's
all
because of the
shit.
fact is that like I think for not so much for me, my problems come from just shit I just repress. But like for a lot of people, there's just the idea is that when you're going through the fundamental ages of like you really becoming your own person, we saw so many people have all these fantastic things, and we saw on television people like, oh, this is what you have to do with your life, all that stuff, that it gave us this weird idea like since we're not doing that, or if we're not able to do that, that like we're fucking broken. We're fucked up. We can't live our lives right.
Yeah, we had a lot of like Steve Jobs and Bill Gates. A lot
this
of people
guy dropped out
like,
of college and he was able to do this, and it's just like, fuck, I'm still in college and I'm like 26, and like this fucks with my mind because why the fuck is this not working for me? And like I did all this stuff and I got a degree and I graduated and I still can't find a job. Like what's wrong with me? And then like our parents who come from that old era definitely don't help that mentality either, because like even for like my girlfriend is she graduated like with a bachelor's degree in engineering, and she minored in business. And her father is always like, how come you can't find a job? You don't want to find a job. You're not working hard enough. She's like, no, that's not the case, that there's no jobs. This market sucks dick. But they don't get it. Like, even my grandmother.
Yeah,
they don't understand. Yeah.
My grandmother was like, well, Kingston, why aren't you back in school? You could be doing this. It's so easy to go to school and get into these schools. I'm like, Grandma, it's not easy. It was easy maybe in the 80s to get a degree.
They can't fathom a lack of opportunity, I think is what it is. It's just like, because it's just not how Americans really think of things.
Dude, my mom, she didn't really understand how much applying for things is digitally now. And because when I was a teenager, I would just go to places. I would go to the mall and fill out applications and then try to talk to the manager or whatever. And then 10 years later, that shit is almost gone. Where it's you log onto their website and fill out their stuff and do a questionnaire or whatever. And I remember at one point I moved in with my mom, and she was living in Arizona at the time. And I was like, I need to get a job ASAP. So I'm going on Craigslist. I'm going on everything. I'm filling out all these online applications. She's like, why aren't you like going out and getting shit? And I was like, no, it's not how it works anymore. Like I can't walk into the Amazon facility and be like, can I get a fucking
it's insane.
application?
Like, I would be home like all day, like applying to stuff, and then my parents would be like, why aren't you out looking for a job? It's like, I all day, I did this all.
Yeah, like you haven't done shit.
I've
been
doing this.
Exactly.
It's definitely different. Like I don't know, man. Just I talk about this a lot just because I think it's like an interesting time period, but just how quickly things have shifted,
in just
and
5
how
years,
little
5 years
just
time
how few,
is insane.
Just how 5 years, man. Like when I started high school, I started high school in 2007. I left in 2011. When I started high school, nobody, like a few people had cell phones. Like a few of my friends, like maybe like 3 of them had cell phones, and they were like obviously like the old like Motorola Razr, or like the flip phones, or like the chocolate, or like those really budget friendly like phones that you would flip, and they would be made out of stickers and fucking balsa wood with a fucking radio antenna. And like some people had them, but like most people didn't. And by the time I graduated, everybody had some kind of smartphone. Everybody had some kind of, thing in their pocket that could just like give them the answers to every test, like immediately, like without even questioning, like. And teachers didn't know about it. Right. They were just like, what? What is that? You could do. I remember I cheated on like so many tests in my last year because I was able to, and they didn't think that you could do that. They thought anytime they caught you with your phone, they assumed that like somebody was texting you the answers. But it's like, nah, man, I'm Googling
getting it from
this
the
shit.
I'm getting it straight from the fucking milk. From the fucking cow.
And it's just like that drastic shift in just my time in high school. Like, that's just in one place. Like, throughout like the entire like world, shit was changing even faster in like way different ways. And it's hard for like a parent to relate to somebody of our that was in our position, because it's just such a vastly different world.
It's terrifying.
I feel like we'll probably have a better time, or like people who are kids now who grew up with the internet are probably gonna have a way easier time relating to their kids than probably we will.
That's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna be more of the best friend dynamic that a lot of parents strive for, but there's such a disconnect because you don't understand me, and I think a lot of that will fade, and hopefully the parent will still be a parent.
That whole best friend shit is the worst, bro. That whole best friend shit parenting is the worst. It always breeds some of the fucking, like, our parent's not your best friend, especially not when you're a kid.
I'd rather you be getting high on crack cocaine here and not outside where you're in danger.
When I got to like my 22, right before I moved, it was like when my grandmother was like, my grandma was like one of my good friends. My grandmother as a person I like. Other than her being the person that raised me, I love her for that. But her being a person, I understand she's a cool person. But that's not the case when you're growing up. You shouldn't think that. You could think that,
you should come to realize
you should be like, oh, my dad is very reasonable and he has a cool personality. And I love him because he takes care of me, and he tries to understand where I'm coming from. So that's my dad. He's a good person. You shouldn't be like, oh, my dad's so cool, man. Me and my dad smoke weed and play Xbox together. It's like, no, you're fucking your kid up. There's going to be a moment where your kid's going to fuck up, and you're going to have to discipline them. You're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? You do this dumb shit with me.
Yeah, it's like the boss. It's like the boss dynamic where it's like you can't really be friends with your
not while they're your boss.
Really.
It doesn't work.
Not while they're your boss. It's just, it doesn't work because you don't really command respect as a friend. Like, you just don't.
You get admiration.
You command like
admiration and friendship.
Yeah, you respect them in you exhibit human decency towards your friends, but you don't necessarily like have some kind of like semblance of respect for them in the way that you would have respect for like a parent figure or like a boss. So like if any time like your boss tries to be like, hey man, you got to come into work on time, and you're just like, nah man, come on.
Like, come on, dude, it's not that big of a deal.
If you feel comfortable saying that, then they're not your boss. Although that might just be, in fairness, if we're trying to like look inward a little bit, it could just be the fact that like we grew up with parental figures who grew up in a time that was very, very much like that. Very much like, oh, we're not going to be cool people. We're gonna be like borderline authoritarian.
I mean, that's very true, but then we do the contrast where we look at the people that are with the opposite of that, and look how just shit they are. Even people in like our age group. They were like,
yeah. I just think that it's too fucking binary, right? Like there's no variables. Like it's like
there are variables. You can be a very kind and respecting and loving parent. Actually, no. Either you're a parent or you're a friend. Actually, I take it back. Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to describe, but like it's just this general idea of just like we just kind of think something is appropriate because it's kind of just this hand-me-down kind of knowledge, or this hand-me-down kind of philosophy where it's like, oh hey, like I remember when I was growing up, and I still do to some degree, where it's like I do have that kind of not necessarily the American dream kind of thing in my head, but I do have this idea like, yeah, I'm just going to work super hard. You know, that's it. Like, and that's in my head, despite all that I know about like how a lot of the reality of the situation that we're currently in doesn't really reward meritocracy all that much, and how like, oh yeah, it doesn't really make a difference if you work like super hard or just anything. It's like you just kind of have to work smart. Even with all that, like I still have this like thing in my head because it's like it was instilled in me by my parents who like grew up in like the heart of that culture. It's like popular media too. It's like all the cartoons that we grew up watching are fucking cartoons that were made by people who grew up inspired by like 50s cartoons. You know what I mean? It's just this weird kind of like stagnated.
It's just a runoff effect. It's just like when you fill up a glass and the glass spills over to the next glass below it. It's just like this is how things work because like we don't get all of it. We don't get the freshest of it. We get small increments of it into like what we do. You know, it's like it went into, because remember it went into the whole like you can be whatever you want to be shit. Like we were all fed that shit growing up. Like the kids in like the 80s, 90s, you can do whatever you want. You can be the president one day if you want. And like now we have the ideas that like if our kid wants to do something, we always have the idea like we promote our children. But like a lot of kids aren't good at some things they want to do, and you got to be like upfront and tell them about that. But it's like it's hard to just tell your kid, like imagine your kid wants to be like a fucking doctor, but you're like your kid is stupid as shit. And you're like dude, you're not becoming a doctor. Like, imagine breaking a little kid's heart like that. It's like, fuck. No matter how,
I mean, there's ways to go about that, right?
No matter how you're gonna really break
witness,
news to your kid, the kid is gonna hurt. You can't break the news or something like that. I mean, like
it's not breaking news, bro. It's just like basic psychology. When you realize somebody's doing something fucked up, you don't scold them or you don't try to be like, I hate to tell you that you suck dick. But you have to fucking divert the conversation to something and show them that like, hey, you're really good. You're really good. Hold on. You're really good at this. You know, like, oh, dude, I noticed that you're really good at this. You should really look into this more and encourage this path. When you notice somebody's doing something, you don't have to mention that, hey, you're not smart or I don't picture yourself being a doctor. You encourage this other path.
You can avert your brain from understanding it's there. You can very easily be like, well, yeah, I'm good at that, but I don't really like that, you know? Dude, it was like me with rapping, dude. Like, I fucking loved rapping. I wanted to be a rapper so bad that I'd stop going to school. And then like I was just like fucking one day I was just in my fucking like basement like fucking with beats, and my grandmother came down. She was like, Kingston, you're just not good at this. You're just not. Like, this is not your thing. You're better at biology. You're better at chemistry than this. And I was like, what do you mean? And it dawned on me because eventually you have to just face it head on.
Okay, man. Let's see. Look, here's the deal. Why I don't agree with that, I have a perfect example. There's this Arizona female rapper. Her name was DG. Remember my friend Ed and his neighbor his neighbor discovered her because they went to school together. There was these kids that were the neighbors, and they would come over and they would always talk shit. And they're like, oh, look at DG. She was like this kind of like, you know, you can tell that she was like a lesbian, the way that she dressed and stuff like that, and she was trying to be a little bit hard even though she was in high school. She was terrible. She was so bad it was laughable. I think people would have told her probably like, you should probably go a different route. But years later, I remember me and my friend were talking. I'm talking about maybe like 2 years ago, like, dude, remember that chick DG? And we looked her up on YouTube, and she's actually pretty good now. I was actually like, I really respect that she stuck to her grind and she developed because like a lot of skills, you can improve and get better. Rhymes.
But like that was not gonna be my career, and I had to be just told one day like, "Yo, dude, get fucking real, bro. This isn't it."
I don't know, man.
I guess,
here's the thing though that changes, and it's very, I feel like, unique to this period in time, where it's like if somebody told you like, "Hey, man, look, you're just not good at this," I would almost turn to them and be like, "So?"
That's very true.
Like there are so many people who are successful at what they're doing, and they're just not good at what they're doing.
Let's be. I don't throw shade at people.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't even consider that.
Rice Gum really, really thinks
he's
a rapper.
Oh my god!
Like in his fucking. I was gonna say something way worse. In his mind, I was gonna say something that would have got us in trouble. But in his mind, he thinks that he's an MC, and it's just like, bro. No, you're not.
He's really one of the worst musicians I've ever seen.
Rice Gum is so terrible. He's
and
such
that is not hyperbole.
Rapper. He's so bad at it that I thought I thought in my heart of hearts that there was this kid who they got off the street and gave him a script to read with a little bit of melody.
If you've heard that it's EUNG, that's how it's spelled. Go look up the freestyle. It was actually a commercial for Beats at a point. It's one of the dopest freestyles, and it's all Korean rappers.
I freaking
so
dumbfounded, bro. I fucking love that dude. I've listened to him since I was like fucking.
Yeah, I know you know. I'm talking about the listeners. I want them to go check this shit out. I want you to redeem. Don't. Actually, it was weird. I just dumbfounded. I don't need to go into this. I was going to talk about. I was talking to him a little bit on YouTube for a sec about some dumb shit, but it's neither here or there. Rice Gum is. Let me tell you, Rice Gum he doesn't even sound. He sounds like he's talking loudly when he's rapping. Like he doesn't even like say. You know how you maybe distort your voice. You do something. Like I think, like say for example, I think Kendrick Lamar is the master of that. He has so many different styles. Like you can't just pinpoint like, oh, that's Kendrick Lamar right off the bat because he has so many different ways he can sound, so many different tones, and so many different melodies he can go with. There's so many different things he can do. Rice Gum is just always.
The thing is that he doesn't even have a good style. The thing is that a lot of rappers have. Some rappers have more than one style. Particularly when it comes to East Coast rappers, we have one style. We have straight up just bars.
Exactly.
We're gonna stick hard bars, similes, verbs, fucking double entendres like that. We're gonna just do that. Rice doesn't even have one style he's moderately good at. He's horrible at speaking in general. I want him to catch the fucking fireball I threw out my window to the face. I wish it was him walking past. I hate it, dude. I'm super, super, super passionate about hip hop music. And when you're bad at it, you shouldn't be doing it, because I got the fucking hint. I was like, hey, I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm in the wrong space. But you
could have just cashed in on it like Rice Gum could have.
I do though. I really do.
All right, so if you had the opportunity to be like a one-hit wonder, like you just had your Crank That, you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't get your Crank That.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, this is
knowing that you were gonna get like 100 million off of this one.
In my room, recording the Snark Tank podcast, I'd be like, nah, bro, I can't do that. I respect hip hop too much. But then I'd see that $100 million check, and it would go into like the conflict of like, yo, you're gonna really do this, Kingston? You really gonna shit on your culture? You're really gonna shit on the greatest impact your people have given to this world? This beautiful art form that's gotten you through time and time, hard time after hard time. And I'm gonna be like, I would just look at him and I'd be like,
absolutely.
I would start crying because I would know I'm gonna destroy. I know that there's people in the industry that are gonna never fuck with me. I'm gonna go to an industry party and they're gonna look at me and I'm like, oh, you made that fucking garbage song, right? And they're gonna turn, they're gonna walk away. And I'm gonna want to speak to them, and it's gonna fucking hurt me.
It's not gonna be a garbage song though. You have it's a one hit. It's a hit. It's a wonder. It's a one hit. One hit wonder isn't something that people hate.
Wonders. It depends, dude. It depends. You're never gonna see Soulja Boy in a picture with Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Joey Badass, fucking Freddie Gibbs. You're never gonna see someone like him in a picture with someone like them, because they're gonna be like, I'm gonna walk away from this dude. This guy doesn't respect the art form that we've been curating.
I'm curious though, what would the
the
title of that record
I'm
be?
sorry. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do.
That's not a fucking. That's
Lord
not a banger, bro.
Like, something like that. It's gonna be Lord forgive me. It's gonna be me holding my hands up with like two angels' hands like on my shoulders, like some Tupac shit.
It's like the Corey Feldman album cover.
If you're gonna try to make it a one hit wonder and just profit off that one track, it's gotta be like fucking.
It's gotta be no. It's gotta be like Old Town Road. You gotta like remix it like a million times.
Pussy dripping. My water spitting.
Oh yeah.
Like just shit like that.
All right. Yeah, your grandmother was right.
She is.
Let's
bop that pussy, bitch.
Pop that bussy.
Bop that bussy.
Bop that bussy. A real homoerotic rap song.
Let's move on. All right. So the moral of the story is that Chris D'Elia is canceled.
Moral of the story: if you can't rap, don't rap. Don't do it.
Let's move on to some questions because
that pussy.
Bop that pussy. Bop that
Bop
pussy
that
on
pussy,
my bop
nigga.
that
Bop
pussy.
that pussy.
Yo, bust that pussy
Bop that.
open.
All right.
Right up on my
Let's
face.
not make this a nightmare to edit.
I can make a song to that easily.
Oh my god. All right. Let's see. Fjalar Tandri Guttormson, which is still just a name that I struggle with. I can't figure it out. Sup, Jester, Blacksmith, and Black Knight. Which one of you is the likeliest to resort to cannibalism in a situation dire enough? Also, fuck you, Chris. I know you fear answering my questions because you hate pronouncing my name. I do, but I'm answering your question now, so fuck you. What do we got here?
I'm already a picky enough eater that I wouldn't do it. So I think it's you because you just don't care enough about other people. You just don't don't care. Like I'm fucking. You're the kind of. I feel like you just don't care. Like you have the idea of that. Like I need to survive so much that like I'll just eat this person to survive. I want to die, so like I don't know. I don't think I'd eat a person. I'm like fuck it, because I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
You would definitely eat a person.
I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would. You know how I know? Because I saw you eat like fucking 10 bagels in a day once.
You know what bagels are? Bread, not fucking people.
Yes. You know what bread is? Extra filling. You needed 10 fucking full bagels to keep you alive that day.
I don't eat most red meats. Really, I'm just not gonna eat people. I don't even eat exotic foods. Really, I don't even eat seafood. And that shit's fucking regularly it's very.
Now you would get hungry. You would get hungry before.
I would get hungry first, and I'd be like, man, I really don't want to eat this person. And I would go and I'd try to eat sand or some shit first, because I was like, I really don't want to eat this person. I'm gonna drink fucking seawater.
I mean, is it really that
crazy?
much?
Go up into the ocean and try to fucking go to the bottom and find sea cows or something like that.
Sea cows. That was the first thing on your mind. A sea cow. Okay.
Ew. I can't even eat fucking venison. I can't even eat venison, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not with it.
What do you mean you're not with it?
Cannibalism. I'm not with it either. But I'm kind of surprised by Sweeny though.
I'm not eating a dick. I'm just sucking it. It's a fucking difference. I don't chew on dick. I'm not a fucking monster.
The thing is, I'm certain that I would last very, very long. Because I cannot eat for like a couple days. Like I think Sweeny is.
Yeah, you can eat for a couple days.
Like where I cannot eat for like a really long time, and I'll be fine. I have acclimated myself perfectly.
But since you have less body fat, your body would need energy faster than anyone else's.
Yeah, but I just won't move.
That's not how it works. See, fucking. I just wouldn't move. I'd be fine. I would absorb. I'd use no energy, so I wouldn't move.
Yeah, that's how energy works.
I mean, it is that does like the more energy you exert, the
what
more
happens is
fuel you need to replenish
always
yourself.
Moving. You're not. No one's ever just still.
No, that's not. That's
okay.
That's bullshit.
I'm done with this conversation. I don't care.
So Stephen Hawking was moving.
His blood was moving and shit. His body, his limbs weren't moving, but there was still shit going on, bro.
His blood isn't him though.
His blood.
What the fuck? If your blood was moving, you wouldn't say he was moving.
Your being is never still, Chris. There is no point where you're being, and if anyone agrees with Chris on this, I hope you fucking fall down an endless fucking hole. Your being is never still. You are never still.
You don't know my skill, all right? I can pause myself real quick. God. I didn't blink for 3 days once.
I wish you went blind. I wish you just went blind from not blinking.
I mean, I did.
I didn't blink for 3. I didn't
That's why I have
blink
my
for
glasses.
3 days. You know how fucking chapped your
straight
eyeballs
days.
would be?
3 days.
You'd have fucking chapped eyeballs.
That's gotta be a record.
Oh, they were crusty, man, but like I made it through the 3 days.
Your eyeballs would be fucking jagged.
It would be like a fucking like a chestnut.
Your eyeballs look like a 20-sided dice, bro. You'd be fucking in pain.
Just with corners and shit. That's fucking gross. I don't know. I guess theoretically, like Sweeny would probably die because he would refuse to eat anyone. So like I would probably just like eat his dead body.
I'm like, I just don't want to do this.
I'd eat your leg at least.
I just don't want to. I don't want to eat people. I don't want to think about that.
I mean, yeah, nobody wants to eat people. Well, I guess that's not true. Cannibals.
I'd much rather fucking see who would die first on island. Yeah. I'd probably die first on island too, honestly. I'd probably be like, yo, fuck it. This is a bad situation, and I could just not be alive. instead of dealing with this bad situation. So I'll just go do that. It's
You're
it's
so
so
quick to give up,
terrible
it's awesome.
how I've gotten to the point where living, if it's ever becomes a burden that I can't immediately see an exit for, I'll just take my own life. That's really bad mentality to have.
Yeah, because you got a problem, and you should probably
Nah,
see some-
whatever.
Yeah,
They never help.
But hey man, it's not my problem honestly. Cletus, the angry Cletus, the angry pro-life fetus, wrote in. He says, "What up, metal rap, and punk."
I guess that
Alright,
is
that's
me.
good. I like that. My answer to this question may resonate more with Derek. Regardless, what is a musical group or artist that you believe receives way too much hate? My answer is Ghost. No, they're not metal. That does not mean they make bad music by any means, and metal purists are beyond annoying when they talk about Ghost.
Oh, I know who I can talk about right now. I have two people I can talk about right now, but
I mean, I'll address that right there. Ghost is in the genre of metal. It's like people will say, people in the metal community, oh, who's the first metal band? They'll say Black Sabbath. And I'm like, okay, so if Black Sabbath can be metal, why the fuck can't Ghost? Because they don't have a specific type of sound that you think is metal. It's just silly. It's silly. And the weird thing about like these hate bandwagons and weird shit that happens, it's never about the music. It's about it's just about the wave of people. Because there was a while where the band Ghost, they were first called Ghost BC. They were blowing up and they got extremely popular. Then they got so popular that people started to hate on them. Because they were all of a sudden people were like, oh, this fucking band that sounds like Scooby-Doo music. Like they have one song that reminds people of Scooby-Doo music. It's called Square Hammer. And it just started getting this weird, like, they're right about it, though. That fucking, the keyboard in that song, it gives very Scooby-Doo vibes, and I'm like, I get that. But all of a sudden, now they're the Scooby-Doo band. And I was like, what even is this? People are
you're
retarded.
not good at stopping
People
from
are
saying
worded.
you're
And,
really fucking bad at that, dude.
It's a force of habit, guys.
I don't say
know,
that word
please.
too often, but like, I guess
totally.
go for it.
I say it
I
when
say it
I
so
wake up.
often.
That's the first word that leaves my mouth.
I don't even come. I don't know where I say called that word.
You yawn.
Congratulations. That's you've
I mean, I
way
guess
worse.
I can say it though. So it's fine. It's way
mean,
it's way worse, but it's a
can-
word that's been awarded to me due to centuries of bullshit. So it's not worse. So
you
it's not.
can you can say it, but you,
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly. You need to back down. You need to back
Listen.
down, Chris. It's not. Don't absorb any heat for this.
Yeah, let's not get into that. The only other band I would say
No,
is
honestly, they're not.
Is Nickelback. They're not
really
as bad
not.
as people say. It's just a meme.
It's definitely
They're not. It's a meme.
It's definitely
It's a meme.
Like I heard
They're not that
Lyle.
bad.
Like I was hanging out with Lyle once, and he was like, "This Nickelback song isn't bad." And it was like, I think it was like "Feed the Machine" or something, which is actually a pretty good song, like genuinely.
Dude, their single that they came out with that everybody discovered them was, I think it was called "How You Remind Me." Like no one had a problem with that song when it came out. They're like, oh, it's a pretty good song.
Liking it.
I like the song.
It's just oversaturation. Oversaturation will
That's very
kill
true.
anything.
That's
like
what it is.
Lil
That's
Nas
what it is.
X, like fucking Old Town Road, was just so fucking unavoidable that it became infuriating. I like Lil Nas because he's funny. Like on Twitter, he's hilarious. So I don't have a problem with him at all. But like that song, like even as somebody who likes
Yeah.
that original song, because it's just so fucking weird.
I wanna touch myself and my booty hole. I wanna.
Is that a TikTok? I feel like I've definitely heard that before.
I don't know, dude.
I agree. Because I was gonna say Drake. People give Drake a lot of shit, but everybody listens to fucking Drake. like it's a reason why he's the most popular artist ever by miles.
I gotta call Drake to question why he
Look,
really good friends with
I'm
Millie
not.
Bobby
I'm not here
Brown
for this.
and,
Right?
and,
I'm not here for
Billie
this. Right?
Eilish.
I'm not here for this.
What's going on here?
Don't lump me into this. don't even start. All right, I don't need that energy.
Do you think Drake called Shane Dawson up and he asked him, "Hey, listen, how do I not do what you just did?"
Hey, can you give me a flow chart of everything you did so I can fucking avoid it?
So I could do the opposite.
But I'm a fan of Drake. I think Drake gets way too much fucking hate, and it's just dude, look, my problem. This is what my problem is. When you are making music, right? It's an art form, so you have to try to be remembered for your art form. He's not. We're gonna remember his numbers, not his pieces. As an artist, once he falls, we're gonna remember how much Drake did. He made so much money. He made all these hits. He topped the board every time. We're not gonna remember any of his songs. We're gonna remember like, oh,
well,
because people even forget his albums right now. I know all his albums because I've listened to them. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know his albums. People are like, I remember it was this song on this album that had like a face on it, and it's like, well, that album is, you know, things will never be the same. That's the album. People don't remember his projects. When it comes to people like Kendrick Lamar or like Joey Bad or like J. Cole or like Earl Sweatshirt or Mac Miller or those people, like, you'll remember those projects. Like, this whole project was fantastic because it was a whole story. Drake, he makes popular banger music that you can just put on and listen to when you're just doing stupid shit or when you're driving somewhere to just fill up space and time. But those are good songs. You know, those are songs that just you want to move a little bit to.
Well, I just think that when it comes to Drake, I personally, I don't really think he's a good rapper. Even like, say, way in the back day, I was like, okay, I like Best I Ever Had. I like things like that. I like some of those cuts. But I was always like, say, when Hold On, We're Coming Home came out, I was like, you should do this always.
Yeah, that's his music.
This is like your voice is
music like that all the
time
time now.
But so you're saying that like it's more respectable for an artist to be remembered for a project
for their work
than what they do.
You should be remembered for your works. You know, how well you construct something, how much heart and soul is put into every project you make, opposed to.
So would you put? But like, does Drake have any? Projects?
He has his older. Take Care is a fantastic project. I think that's a great album. But the thing is that that's the only album I really think. I think it's Take Care and the one prior to that are the only ones that are like, oh, this is a fantastic album. You did a good job, Drake. But then he just stopped doing that. Well, and you're like, wow, you have no more things like that.
So would you say that Eminem is above Drake because he has projects that people remember more?
I think Eminem is above Drake because of the fact that Eminem's technique. He immortalizes technique. The thing is that Drake just makes this song is catchy, so it'll play a lot. But Eminem has made his technique undeniable. I think it's two people. I think it's him, Andre 3000. No, three people. Andre 3000, Eminem, and Redman. Those are the three freestyle rappers that, like, if you step to those guys, you're gonna leave in a really, really, really bad spot because these guys are fantastic at the simple craft of rapping. You can give them a topic, you can give them a person to aim at, and they'll rap and they'll tear that person down. That person will leave upset.
I guess, yeah.
If Eminem got into a beef with anybody and they took it back to the roots of just like battle rap, you versus me, the vast majority of people, even people like J. Cole, Kendrick, and JID, people that I love, they're gonna leave that rap battle with their head hung low because you cannot see Eminem with shit like that.
The only good things that Eminem does really anymore are the things that when he's targeting people specific. Like that fucking Machine Gun Kelly thing was hilarious. It was insane.
That's so not like he was rapping like he was when he was younger, but the shit he was rapping about was like, wow, you're really not the Eminem I remember you being.
Yeah. My favorite Eminem song is from the fucking 90s, and it's not even like real. I don't even think it's on Spotify. My favorite Eminem
song
really.
is Till I Collapse.
Old, weird
that is the fucking hitter. I think that song just fucking hits, and Till I Collapse. That's just my favorite Eminem song. I think it just hits because it's such a good song. And Stan. I fucking love Stan.
I like Biterphobia a lot because it sounds like a Jet Set Radio song. Just sounds ridiculous.
And Kill You. Kill You is a fucking good song too.
I love his
because he's just
Kelly is just spectacular.
Yeah.
That's dude, the Marshall Mathers LP is a just
because like
experience.
no one saw that.
That is wonderful.
This fucking blondie white boy that dresses in a fucking tank top from a trailer park, and all of a sudden this guy is one of the greatest hip hop artists to ever fucking be conceived. And it's like, what the fuck? You are inherently not what hip hop is supposed to be, but you're one of the chosen ones. So fuck.
So to recap, it's what is it? Drake, Nickelback.
The dude who asked the question mentioned Ghost. But what about you though? You didn't give us something.
I don't know if really they get a lot of hate because so many people love them, you know. But like I listen, man. I genuinely like, and I mean this from the bottom of my fucking heart. I cannot stand Imagine Dragons. I really can't. Like, and I mean that beyond just like an oversaturation thing. Like they are oversaturated, which is the main problem. But I genuinely also, I feel sick. I feel like have you ever not eaten for a really long time and then you get like you get the feeling in your stomach that was like, oh my god, I gotta eat, oh shit. It's like that feeling every time. I get that feeling every time I hear Imagine Dragons, like genuinely, like it's
Jesus
a visceral
Christ.
reaction.
I actually like Radioactive. I like that song.
Yeah,
I hate that. That's the worst
like
fucking
that song.
one. But if I'm being objective, I suppose maybe they get.
I
too
cannot
much
believe
hate.
you're saying this right now.
I disagree. I really do. I do. With you being objective, I disagree. I think they get the perfect amount of hate because they are like Nickelback. Or look, guys, go look at Nickelback covering Enter Sandman. It sounds amazing. They only do like half of the song, and I was just like, these are talented motherfuckers. Like these people know what they're doing. Imagine Dragons does not, in my opinion, deserve the level of success they have because their music does nothing for me. I've listened to it over and over, and even that Radioactive song, it sounds like a nursery rhyme to me.
It's terrible.
That's not Radioactive.
I'm like, I'm putting a fucking child to sleep, man.
It is.
Like, I don't fucking like it.
Okay, yeah.
It-
the verse.
The fact
It
that
is.
you do-
verse.
the fact that you
That's the
didn't know
verse.
that,
That's the
there you go.
That's not the hook, right? That's
First things first, I'm a stupid
you know,
little retard and I can't breathe. Ooh, oh, the atmosphere is choking me. I'm retarded. Fuck, I fucking can't stand it. I can't stand. I really fucking. Anyway. I don't know. Like, part of me is like, maybe it's like unnecessary because it's just so much, and it's so like maybe part of me is like, maybe they don't deserve that amount of hate. Because honestly, at the end of the day, they're just making music. They're just making shit that they want to make, and it's like, whatever. Like, I don't have to listen to it. So ultimately, like any musician that gets a shit ton of hate is probably getting hate for no real reason. And it's So like,
I'll concede.
If I'm trying to be a kind person, I would say that
cannot
maybe
believe you're
Imagine
saying that
Dragons
shit.
gets a little bit too much hate.
That's hilarious.
Maybe
Fucking hilarious.
Okay.
I would hesitate to say Green Day because they're just so popular and just so ingrained in nostalgia that like anybody who really hates them doesn't really matter that much. But I feel like probably Imagine Dragons gets. Like,
I don't know anyone that really hates
nuclear.
Green Day though. Truth be told,
nobody hates them.
Green Day's
but
such an
like,
integral part.
yeah, I
It
guess
is
not.
such a
Yeah, I guess
part of,
not. Nobody
like,
really hates Green Day.
what-
They're just sort of around.
Like that's what punk music is, right? That's
No,
not
it's
punk.
no, it's not. No, it's definitely not. Green Day's been around for so long that like I almost consider them classic rock.
They
at this
weren't
point.
punk artists. I'm pretty
Like,
sure
I'm
they
not
were
even-
punk artists.
Insomniac and Dookie are punk. I would say like garage punk and like melodic punk. I would say like those albums are pretty
Yeah,
punk, and then
that's
like
a
and then
good
it just
way to-
sort of gets into American Idiot and 21st Century Break, and everything past American Idiot basically was just like more just kind of rock in general. It's like punk in the DNA sense, in the sense of like, hey, there's like power chords and like the structure of certain songs, but like the cleanliness of the production kind of made it a little bit more like, it began to feel more like Eagles or like Journey at a certain point. I'm not even kidding. Like, I swear, like if you listen to Insomniac and then you listen to American Idiot, they're just like fundamentally different sounds. Like they're not even close to the same. I wouldn't even call them the same genre.
I haven't listened to Insomniac probably ever. I've heard songs from it. I've listened to American Idiot before, but like, dang, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like say Dookie was like an album that I played like a ton of times as a kid, and like you have like even think about like say American Idiot, a very political album, and you have like Dookie, the album's called Dookie, and you have like a song that is about jerking off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's very punk to me. Where just being kind of like, obviously being political is very punk as well, but it's just also a lot of the punk I listened to was just kind of like, oh, we're just gonna write songs about fucking
American
whatever.
Idiot has
you know?
like "Wake Me Up When September Ends" in it, and you know, like it's not a punk song. I don't even think I like American Idiot. I think it's a fine album, but it's not.
It's a good
I
album.
wouldn't
I
call
like it.
necessarily a punk. It's more of just like a rock or like an
I wouldn't
alternative
know.
rock album than anything else.
Alt rock.
Alternative
Yeah,
rock
'cause
is
that's
a-
just
is a
anything
good-
that
that's a good way to
that
put
isn't
it.
metal or
It is
punk.
pretty much the in between zone where any kind of rock it isn't hardcore, it isn't metal, it isn't punk. It's just like oh, this is just in between music.
This is where 3 Days Grace is. This is where like Avril Lavigne is. You know, it's just like they exist. They
Yeah.
exist in this weird
3
miscellaneous.
Days Grace.
Yeah, I guess you're right though.
Dude, I feel bad for Avril Lavigne as a person, because the band definitely gave a bad like tone to the punk genre because of the way they would dress, the stupid tie and shit and all that stuff, and then people kind of got a perception that was punk or whatever. But Avril is a fantastic artist, and like you have to kind of like cut through a lot of that bullshit to really listen to her and be like,
yeah, she's got a really good voice.
She has
Her and the
fucking
girl from
pipes, man.
I forgot her name.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's
Haley Williams?
really talented.
I'm infatuated with that woman, dude.
Oh, that's my girl, man. Fuck.
I don't even like
Don't
redheads,
even- don't
bro,
get- don't
really.
get- don't
that's
get anywhere
not-
near
That's like
her, man.
not my thing at all. I don't like girls like her actually at all. Really, that was like a freaking like a 11th grade fling kind of thing. Like, oh, this is kind of hot. I'm not really into it, but I just love that girl.
No, see, I don't even see her as a redhead because like her talent and just basically her personality,
I just
the way
want
she
to
carries
meet her and
herself,
be like, I want to be your
transcends
friend.
how she looks at all to me.
I just want to be around you.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Fair enough. I want to fucking work with her, dude. Like that would be my. I even just tweeted just as a stupid joke because she said something about a lot of people are amplifying black voices and stuff, and she was talking about black artists, and then I just replied like, "Yo, when we gonna collab?" Just as a joke.
You gotta
I was just
shoot
like,
your shot,
"Hey,
man.
there's a
You gotta."
0.1% chance that she might fucking
Yeah,
like, be like,
always shoot your shot.
win, bro. Like, bro, like, what if she just wanted to do a quick acoustic track? Dude, that would be it for me. I'd be like, I can jump off fucking the Golden Gate Bridge now. That'd be cool.
I don't know. There's a lot of. I will say, Green Day's newest album is terrible.
You don't like
it's
it,
not
really?
good at all. I like it as an editor because like it's music that like it works very well for like commercials or like teasers or like stuff like that where it's like, oh, as an editor I like this because I can see like all the different ways that I can use this, but I would never just sit and listen to this as like a musical experience. But that being said, like, I was supposed to go to a Green Day concert this year, but then, like, the coronavirus fucked everything up. I would have loved to, because they pull people on stage to play with them.
Sweet.
And that would have been sick. That's such a
Oh,
fucking,
yeah,
just
to get
like,
that opportunity.
I don't
That'd be
care
so
how,
cool.
like, removed you are from that scene. Like, if you get the opportunity to play guitar for Green Day, like, on stage, like, you're probably going to take that opportunity. It's fucking sick. Let's go,
It's pretty legendary.
Let's go on to this, what let's play
Pretty
Legendary? Oh, I thought you said Let's Play Legendary, that weird, like, fucking game with the Griffin from, like,
How do you remember
2009.
that name? How do you remember that game? Yes,
do
I
you
do.
know
But
what I'm
like,
talking about?
I remember dumb shit all the time. How do you remember that?
That is where my memory of video games is particularly
2007, 2010.
niche and stupid. Like I remember like Fracture, which was like this game where you just like made hills.
I'm
I'm not even fucking joking.
Next question, please.
But yeah, next question. OG volcano stench trench pussy.
Nice.
Volcano stench trench pussy. Jesus fuck.
Fucking fuck me.
I mean that's
really cool.
Pretty hot.
Ew.
Hello, albino Puerto Rican Ted Bundy. Fuck, man. Black vessel with Albert Fish's soul.
I didn't even get that.
And some thick
What?
guy. I couldn't think of anything better. You gotta you guys gotta get more creative. Then, if you can't think of anything better,
Exactly.
don't leave anything. You gotta have a good name. But
Derek,
I'll
Derek
forgive
is not going to be
volcano
involved.
stench trench
Just
pussy.
call him some Nah, I was gonna say some statistic, but that would.
Whoa, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
Statistic, but
Whoa,
like,
whoa, what's about to happen?
But like,
That's fucked
come
up.
on, you can't insult us too and
Anyway.
not this one. Fuck that.
Damn.
Yeah, that's messed up. Like we obviously got the short end of the stick here. What are we doing? I couldn't think of anything better. I've been a long time listener and
Thank you.
fan. So I decided to throw some money your guys' way for the countless hours of hysterical content you guys have given me. First question is, what are some of your guys' favorite launch titles? I think we talked about this.
You can go over it again, no problem.
But it was a nice message, so I wanted
Thank you, we appreciate it.
But I think Super Mario 64 launched with
Breath
the
of the
64,
Wild
I
launched the
assume.
Switch.
Breath of the Wild
Halo
launched
Combat
with the
Evolved.
Switch. Halo Combat Evolved. Those are the three that I like a lot.
What else?
I can't really think of anything else.
What launched with the did Mario Kart 60, did Double Dash launch with the GameCube? Nah,
No
right?
way.
Nah, I remember that coming out afterwards.
Yeah, that was
Did
definitely.
Melee launch with
wait, hold
GameCube?
on. No, because we would have definitely talked about
I don't
that.
remember if it did though.
GameCube launch titles. I'm putting an emphasis on the U for some reason.
Launch.
I don't know, like
Launch.
history of Nintendo launch titles. All right, where's the fucking GameCube? Why would you even put the Virtual Boy in here? It's fucking. Rogue Squadron 2, Crazy Taxi, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Why is there no list? Listen, I think 64, Super Mario 64, Breath of the Wild, and Combat Evolved are probably like the ones that stick out to me the most. I can't find a reliable list for some fucking reason. What is going on? Yeah, because when you look up like, oh, what launch titles for the PS3, and then it shows like fucking a game that came out like in 2011.
That's
and it's
not
like,
true.
What? That's so clearly like, what are you doing?
Like, why are you lying to me?
I don't know why you're trying to find shit. The only thing I'm sure there's other things, but I really can't think of anything that stood out other than Soul Calibur on Dreamcast.
Soul Calibur was pretty classic.
That's something that fucked me up. I was like, yo,
The Dreamcast is so
different.
cool in general,
this
man.
is different. You know,
I
it's like-
loved that controller so much. It wasn't even comfortable, but I loved it. You know what I mean?
yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
it
just
was
felt like you were playing something that
interesting.
like it felt more like a machine than a game console. Like whenever you touched the Dreamcast, it was like, ooh, this is like a fucking piece of tech, man. And that startup screen was really cool.
I feel like
too.
this has got a launch title that I really love. I'm trying to see if I can remember it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's probably Seaman.
Okay, shut up.
You remember that game with the fish
Okay,
face?
I'm not involved in this anymore.
We did mention it.
I think we mentioned
Because
it before.
I will make every opportunity. I will take every opportunity I can to mention Seaman. Like there's no point in time where Seaman will not come out of my mouth, like without a doubt.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
All right,
You're
let's
slipping.
just move on.
Holy fuck.
Let's just move on to the next question.
Hey, yo, you're gonna get fucking semen remastered, bro. Like, that shit's gonna happen.
Seaman reglazed.
Oh my god. Semen to the covering. The masking.
Oh my god. Sweenus swinging his dingus wrote in. He says, Chris, pick this question to annoy Sween. Here's the scenario. We find out there's a sentient Aquaman-style species living underwater that wants to come topside and punish us for polluting the ocean. At the same time, we find out that a race of aliens are invading. You have to team up with one of these factions to beat the other and survive. Which do you pick? P.S. You cannot kill yourself.
God damn
You're
it!
gonna just try and fucking...
Yes, you cannot kill yourself.
I love that they know. They just know that you're just like, oh, he's gonna try and kill himself. So I have to
Dang,
put in a
Sween's gonna kill
caveat.
himself. Bro, you know.
Oh, this is too
That
hard.
is the ultimate freedom.
die.
Ultimate freedom, ultimate fucking.
So
Anytime
here are
soon.
your options: aliens from outer space, or I guess technically aliens from beneath the sea.
I'd rather things from beneath the sea than aliens from outer space, actually.
What? But you
I
hate,
hate
the ocean.
but the ocean's on Earth.
Yeah, but the ocean is not only things that are in the ocean, but they're also ostensibly aliens.
By a stretch, but they're not.
I mean, by a pretty
Well,
reasonable
it's
stretch.
It's a very minute stretch compared to things that came from wherever the fuck they were to here. So they have space travel efficient enough to invade. Also, the biology of things on the planet is relatively, like, you know, we're going to have some sort of genetic similarities to anything that comes from underwater, you know? So, like, we'll figure that out after we're done killing the aliens.
We actually
No,
famously don't. There's like a lot of examples of
No, we do.
like eyes in like fish and like animals from underwater that like have evolved on a completely
No,
different plane.
every living creature relatively has at least a little bit of DNA similar to each other.
A little bit, but
That's-
like underwater, it's
They
like
have they're the most
least.
divergent because they live underwater. So, you know, when we crawled out of water as creatures and we're onto land, we started being pretty different from them. But like, it's compared to like things that could be straight up nothing like me at all.
What if the aliens look like?
You're
us?
just adding extra bullshit. What if they look like us, breathe air like us, and we could mate with them? They're like, oh man, those are pretty much just fucking humans from space.
So you would side with the fish people against the aliens who have mastered
Yes.
space travel. That's
Yes,
a losing
I would,
fight,
because
my
of
guy.
the fact that anything that comes here to invade us, they're gonna invade.
I mean, invasion has like a bad
Yes, because
connotation.
that's what the fucking word means, you jackass.
I don't. You can invade in a positive
Everybody's
context.
narrative is different, you know. So, like, who am I to say this
Yeah.
guy's a bad guy? The invasion,
Yeah, everyone's the villain of
Nazi
somebody else's
invasion
story.
of Poland was only taken from Poland's side. So, what about the Nazi side?
No.
Shut up.
That becomes a bad thing because the Nazis are there. But if a mosquito invades your house, he's
No,
just
it's
chilling,
not.
He's just
Invaded
like, how'd I
inherently
get here?
means unwantedly intruding. Yes, that's what the
Nah.
word means, dumbass. No.
No.
Oh, get out of here. But aliens, I don't know. Aliens, in theory, could be pretty cool because, like, they could have tech that I could use to kill them with. So that's pretty cool, I guess. But, like,
I would definitely ally with aliens against fucking under.
it depends on how they both look, though.
It's just completely superficial for you?
Dude, I could never in my life.
What if they were both hot?
Look.
Yeah, what if the aliens? What if the aliens were beautiful big-breasted women?
All
right, a big ass.
Now I'm in dangerous waters.
And big asses too. I mean, they got it all, man.
But the thing is that, like, how do I explain it? If I could never in my life ever side with anything that looks Cthulhu-esque, I couldn't.
Oh, so
But
from
they could
under
look
the
at that
water.
from space too. Maybe that's where Cthulhu comes from. It's straight up space.
I mean, maybe.
It's more
but,
likely.
Like,
It's
feel
more
like you're
likely
to
for it
run
to
into.
come from water. So like,
Yeah.
like literally, like, I kid you not. If like mind flayers existed in the real world and they were actually good, like benevolent creatures, I would still kill them. I would have to. I wouldn't be able to sleep. It'd be like Will Smith from iRobot, where like I just couldn't trust them. I couldn't. My body wouldn't let me. My body wouldn't let me trust them. They'd be like, yo, they're dangerous.
I've only seen like
I
5 minutes of that
cannot believe you haven't
movie.
seen that movie. I can't believe you.
I think I saw it like everywhere, and I just didn't really want to see it because I saw
can't
so
believe
much
it.
of it.
I mean, I can sum it up. He's
No.
alone, and then he sees a dog, and he's like, "Oh, that's hot."
No, that's I Am Legend.
No, he
isn't it?
he saves the
There's
dog.
zom- there's
He does save a
zombies.
dog in iRobot though. The
what are
dog's
we talking
inside
about
of no, it's a cat. It's a cat. He saves the cat. 'Cause they're breaking down a house. The robot's gonna fucking renovate a house, so he saves the house. And then while Jada's getting fucked by another man, he's
Yeah, and then that little alfalfa-looking midget from the porn video crawls out of Will Smith's body, and he says Orion's
and then
belt
what
and
you call
dies.
it, and then while Jada's getting tossed on like a beach ball at a fucking kickback,
Yeah.
Will Smith fights a robot, and that's it.
Yeah, and Jada Pinkett Smith phones
robot.
Shane Dawson.
Oh my god.
That did happen.
we
Oh
forgot
yeah,
to
so
mention
did Jaden. Jaden was like, "Hey,
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Smith family.
him.
Like,
Jaden-
imagine being like a YouTube comedian and then fucking Will Smith's family is fucking tweeting
imagine
about
that. You know how well
Holy
loved Will
shit.
Smith is comedically. Like if
Yeah.
they don't like you, then bro, I'm sorry, but America's
Dude,
not gonna fuck with you.
Will Smith is so beloved that he hasn't made a good movie in ages, and people
Everybody
still
still
love him.
fucks with him, dude.
Like
I
all
would
of his
never not
movies
love
for the
him.
last like probably 10 plus, 15 plus years. have been
Concussion wasn't a bad
terrible.
movie, but
Like,
that's the
genuinely
only one.
not even close to good.
No, I think it's a good movie. Concussion is actually a good movie, but that's the only one I can remember in a long time. Concussion,
What
I think
movie?
is what it's called.
I don't even. What the fuck? I don't even know what that is.
It's a movie. It's a movie where he It's a movie where he played like some sort of neurologist that was dealing with like football based concussions and like how dangerous it is. He was like,
No, it's a movie about
2015.
CTE.
It's got a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes, 55% on Metacritic, and a 7.1 on IMDb.
that's not
He
that's
hit
not
his
hot.
head, and he's like, "Oh, that's not hot." And then,
That's just general. That's his catchphrase now.
Yo, I saw that shit and I was like, I saw that shit and I was like, I'm gonna make fun of that instantly.
It's a great meme. Like he's bestowed the world with a pretty.
He's just a fantastic
meme,
human. And Shane, they don't like you now. The chairman of
Yeah, so
being
now
a
nobody
pretty
likes
nice
me.
guy.
Like I was on the before I was like you know what, I don't know, it's old jokes. It's like whatever. It's Shane Dawson. He's been a YouTube comedian. He's edgy. But like the second I found out it was Will Smith's family, I was like you know
yeah,
what,
Shane Dawson, you fucking suck.
Will Smith could tell me to eat my own feet, and I wouldn't do it still, but like I'd probably come closer to doing it than if anybody else had convinced me.
If Will Smith gave me a ride home and then gave me a gun, he was like, "Hey, dude, I need some help with something," I'd be like, "Where are we going? where are we
You
going?"
just go along
Will?
for the ride.
it's rewind time.
He looks into the fucking he looks into the binoculars, and it's Shane Dawson's past.
Oh my god,
Oh, that's not hot.
that's no longer hot, Shane.
Oh, that's not.
That's culturally insensitive. That's not hot.
Oh my fucking god. What was the question?
That's
what were we
not-
talking about?
I don't know. Let's
forget
about
about
it.
it.
I have no idea.
Zachary Dwyer wrote in. He says,
Next
"I don't have a
one.
question, but a comment. I'll up my donation to the max if Chris drops an uncensored N-bomb during the podcast. You know you want
just
to.
don't-
I don't want to, and I'm fine not
No
having
one
enough
just
donation.
wants to do that. Anyone that wants to drop that word is probably
Yeah.
not the best kind of guy.
Here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Think about what half of this podcast has been about. And then think about like how it would seem if I just, in the same episode of, like, talking shit about all these people for all their past mistakes, I drop, like, a hard N-bomb. Like, nah, dude.
Like,
Like, I'm not doing that.
even the phrase N-bomb is already
summon the
inherently
powers
the
of
same
Keemstar.
phrase. And it's like, that is just not, like,
Yeah.
you just shouldn't be saying, like, the word's not that great.
Well,
It's not that fantastic of a word.
It's a cheat code.
You don't want to make a recurring
That shouldn't be your
thing of it,
spiel.
because, like, then it just seems like you're obsessed with
Like,
the
think
word.
of it like this.
You know, it's the same thing with fucking the Shane Dawson's jokes. If he had just made like one or two of those jokes, it'd probably be fine. Nobody would be talking about this. But the fact that he did blackface like 468 different times,
468
and he's
times.
like,
Could you imagine you film yourself?
and he like talked about, you know, jerking kids off like 50,000 times. It's like, it's
This
a bit
seems
too
to
much.
be a normality. This is a folk way for you.
Maybe a little bit.
You do this.
Yeah.
Yo, somebody gave me the brilliant idea to do, those tier list of the.
You should
black faces
absolutely
of-
do that.
of-
That is
What's
a
the best?
fucking
Trebuchet.
great
What
idea,
is his
and
name?
I'm
You
sad
call
I
him
didn't think of it.
Trebuchet. Treboya? William Trebe?
when you say that, I can't
What's
even
his
remember his
name?
name because you fucked me up.
You used confusion. It was like, and it was highly effective. You fucked
What is
him
it,
up.
Trebe? Is
I
Trebe?
can't, yo, I
No,
actually
it's not.
can't
Shut the
remember.
What's
fuck
his
up,
name,
dude.
bro?
I can't
Stop
remember
being
his
idiots.
fucking name.
Trudeau, okay.
Trudeau,
He had the
Trudeau,
best
shut up,
blackface.
Trudeau. Justin Trudeau. Dude, you're
He had the best.
You're
He had the
so-
best blackface.
Oh
dude.
my god. Okay.
It's powerful.
All right. We're back on track. God damn. It was pretty.
RDJ.
It's gonna be. I mean, I'm gonna throw it together. I was actually really because somebody said you should do the tier list for Shane Dawson specifically, and I was like, no, I gotta expand.
That is a fucking
this. So
brilliant
I'm gonna
idea,
do that.
and I'm
I
sad
would
I
love to
didn't
be
think of
involved with that one. That'd be fucking hilarious. Just we're all real.
Gucci Gang, my Gucci's gangrenous wrote in. He says, "What's up, you dang old fellas? What's some weird shit you've seen at prior conventions? I really miss going to cons, and I love watching people, or I love watching when I go and I always see some primo shit. Well, have you been to a cons?
Who are you talking to? I've been to cons. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I go
Yeah.
every year. Are you talking to Sweeney?
I don't know. Well, you always seem to
Okay.
never
Oh
come
wow!
to the ones
Shut
that
up.
we invite
So
you
excuse me,
I've been to Renaissance fairs. I've been to cons. Renaissance fairs are like you see some wild shit, man. I've seen a girl with, like her tits.
Dude, it's
like,
just all- it's
on
like-
her
it's just all
huge,
swingers,
massive
man.
tits just under
It's
her
like a
chin.
bunch of.
And it's like lady. It's like lady. What are you doing?
I have several friends who are couples who met at a Renaissance fair, which is like shockingly. That's like a really
That's more
specific.
common. That's more common than you
commonality.
think. Like, yeah, she had her
Yeah.
It's
bustier
weird.
pretty high, and I was like, you know what? I'd like to sip some ale off of those jugs if you catch what I'm saying. And I fucked her. I fucked her that night. Raw.
This is my son. Jack
Yea,
Samaya.
verily.
My son, he came out the womb right there, plopped him out on the fucking grass. We got him a mutton chop. We gave him some fucking elf ears, and there you go. That's my kid.
He's churning butter in a fucking SUV.
God. I like Renaissance fairs. I like the weapons.
I don't
they
know.
have.
Like I feel like I haven't seen much crazy shit at.
I've seen crazy impressive shit regularly, though.
Like I remember at VidCon when Logan jumped in the pool, or he jumped in the.
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Oh no! Even more insane was the time
fountain,
that
the
guy
fountain.
with the guy with the camera. Were you there? Do you remember that dude with like the really expensive camera? He fell backwards into the fountain.
oh no.
That was.
Oh,
and he,
yeah.
He sprinted. He
Yeah.
jogged away like I'm fucked. My job is ruined. Like because he ruined. That camera's clearly not an
Yeah.
underwater camera. It had like fucking like it's just not for
That's
that.
so terrible.
That was pretty
no.
funny.
I've
There was
that was crazy.
a
That was
very
pretty crazy.
interesting incident that occurred at one of the VidCons involving a a hotel room that I won't go into because it's so old at this point. But I'm sure if you do enough research and you'll figure it out. It's pretty interesting. It was a pretty interesting time. But that's probably like the
Yeah.
craziest shit that I've ever
That's right.
seen or been a part of. That camera shit was
I
hilarious.
avoid the crazy shit.
Because he had this look of doom on his face, like, oh man,
He got up
that's
scared.
it. That's it.
He's like, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, I have at a WonderCon. I think it was the one that I went to. Yeah. Okay, it was the one that I went to when I came back from Greece, and in 2017. I went with my friends. They took these gummy edibles, and they were like 25 milligrams. So like, oh, it should be fine. I'm just gonna take one. And I guess they both hit them extremely hard. But my friend Jeezy's really big, so he was just really fucking high, but you couldn't really tell. My friend Adrian, I've never seen this before in my life, and now I understand why they do it in cartoons, why they draw characters green when they're sick, because he literally started hulking out. I was like, bro, are you okay? Because he's green. I was like, what the fuck is happening? And he wasn't saying shit, so we went outside so we can get some air, and then I ran into this fucking dude that recognized me. He's like, oh, can I take a picture? And he was all shaky and shit, and as we were doing that, fucking Adrian just projectile vomits like fucking 6 feet.
That's so fucking disgusting.
It was so good. And then very soon after, we found a cell phone, and we called it, and then these two people, like this fucking guy, like a dude bro, like you can tell he drives a lifted truck. He's like, thanks, bro. And he just gave me 2 joints as out of gratitude. And I was like, this is the weirdest occurring events that happened back to back. And that was probably the weirdest thing, though. Everything else is always been very normal, and there's always one person there that just smells like absolute shit.
Like when I was competing in freaking Smash, it was like I went to a tournament and it was a fucking full venue, and I'm like, bro, this one dude smelled like he shat himself on purpose, and it came out to the fucking event, and it's like, bro, why? You know, there's so people around you, like be respectable, fucking insecular bitch. I hate you.
Oh my god, it's so fucking ridiculous.
That's
Cons are
I can't.
cons
I
are
really
fun.
wanted to go to
People that
VidCon
don't
this year,
fucking
man. So lame.
Yeah, it
So
would've
fucking
been
lame,
fun.
man.
Would have been a fun time.
Fuck coronavirus.
yeah.
All my homies say coronavirus.
Yeah, right. Fuck that thing. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I hope
That would be
hope
ideal.
next year's better, but like, man, this year just keeps getting fucking crazier and crazier.
All right, what do we got?
Yeah, I feel you.
Chief Keith
Nice.
David wrote in. He says, "Hello, anorexic Bernie Sanders,
Nice.
and in his early 20s, shorter and wider Al Simmons, and one of the few known black metalheads in the universe. Which
Ouch.
AAA video game publisher would you say has gotten better over the past 2 years, and which publisher has achieved the title as worst publisher of the past 2 years?"
EA is the worst. They'll always be the worst.
Honestly, Blizzard really fucked themselves over the last couple of years.
No, this year particularly.
That's
No,
good,
wait, no,
man.
it was 2019. It was 10,
yeah, 2019 when the whole Blitz Chung thing.
Yo, they
That was
fucking-
pretty bad.
They
That was
the
like 'cause they
man.
were already like on
Yeah.
thin ice already.
They woke up out their sleep.
Yeah.
They woke up out their sleep, sat up, and just shat the bed and went back to sleep.
That is such a fucking heinous act. I just the thought the thought of like
The thought of waking up and having enough time to go to the bathroom. Because there's been some close calls. Everyone's had close calls before. But if you sit up out your sleep and you observe the room you're in, and you understand I have to shit, and you just fucking shit your pants and go back to bed.
it's so fucking it's just such
That's not
animalistic
human.
fucking
That's not
behavior.
human. That's not earthling. Because animals don't shit their beds. They shit somewhere else and they go back to their beds.
Yeah, even animals don't do it. You gotta be a fucking real sick thing. Like you gotta be a fucking like going through the bodily motions of shitting while they're in bed and they're flush against a mattress, dude. It's just
I'm fucking dying. Oh my god.
You sleep like a fucking baby though. You're like you pull your covers
that's
back on
so
and you're so
ridiculous.
snug and sound
Holy
back to sleep.
shit.
that is fun. That really is wild.
Oh my god. Yo, oh shit. Yo, that's the best laugh I've had in fucking months. Holy cow. Whew.
All right.
Where
Oh
were
my
we? Where
goodness.
were we?
Yeah, man.
I honestly don't
That's some
remember.
real shit right there.
And I lost the question. So
Oh,
Okay, let's hear it.
wait. If you don't want
what
to
is
move
it?
on, I remember.
oh yeah, right. So Blizzard,
Blizzard shit
yeah.
the
So
bed.
they've probably
They-
gotten the worst. They've probably had a worse reputation than anybody else over the last couple of years. And as far as like improvement,
Bungie's working hard.
I don't know if anybody's
Bungie,
necessarily Bungie.
Yeah.
I guess so, but they're more of a.
developer team,
I guess they do publish Destiny, but they're more of a
Who's
developer. I
gotten
feel
better?
like.
EA
gotten
still
better? I
sucks
feel
dick,
like
but
not.
like they've been improving their games. Capcom,
Oh, yeah.
Big up fucking Capcom, man.
Capcom's been doing great shit for the last like 5 years. Yeah.
Fucking
Devil May Cry
smashing it.
5.
RE2, fucking
Resident Evil 8 on the
Devil May
horizon.
Cry
RE2 is one of my
5.
favorite video games, actually. Like, my favorite video games. I
Oh, yeah,
played
it
that,
looks
and I was
pretty
like,
good.
this is probably going to be fine. I remember RE from when I was younger. Like, I liked it, but, like,
Dude, I keep trying to critique it, and I can't. It's
the
like...
only problem I have
Yeah.
with the game is that playing as Claire afterwards is lamer. That's it. That's the only problem I have with the game. But if I played as Claire first, playing as Claire is lamer than playing as Leon. But it's only
What is it?
because I played as Claire second. That's it. It's still good.
I don't know. I don't even necessarily.
Okay, well,
like,
that's... Yeah,
every
no.
gripe that I have with the game is literally just comes down to like
Yeah.
really nitpicky personal preference. Like, oh, I don't have the time to sit down and play
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Like that's my main. That's just like my main thing. Where it's like, it's hard for me to get involved because I just know that I'm only gonna be playing this.
That's
for
the
like
first
15
game I played
minutes.
on the quarantine.
But that's not the
and I
game's
was like,
fault,
holy
you know?
shit. This game is fantastic.
It's a pretty good game. Props to Capcom. And
Then
fuck
Devil May
Blizzard,
Cry
honestly.
5, dude, that game fucking threw me for a loop. I was like, this game was cool. Obviously, it's a Devil May Cry game, but it was just way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. This is a great game. This is a fun game to play, and it has some of the best boss fights.
I don't even really like Devil May Cry. And I
It's
liked
like
it a lot.
insane. Yeah, Blizzard, fuck you guys. Hope you guys shit the bed again.
Hey, there you go.
I'm not even gonna buy
Alright,
Overwatch
what do
2.
we do?
That's crazy. I was gonna buy Overwatch 2. I was like, I'm gonna buy Overwatch 2. I'm probably gonna buy Diablo 4, right? Diablo 4, and I was like, I cannot buy it. I can't
We'll
do
see
it
how that goes.
because these guys suck. Comedically big dicks.
All right. I think,
Yeah,
and we've got 4 pages of this.
What? It's 4. It increased.
So yeah,
Yo, we love you guys, but holy shit!
I'll explain after
we love
we're done
you guys.
reading.
Thank
but
you so much.
I just want to get through this this outro thing where all right, listen to me, guys. If you like what you heard today somehow, consider supporting us on patreon.com/thesnarktank. $1 a month gets you early access to every episode. $5 a month gets you a question read on the show inevitably. And $10 gets you access to our Discord, which there will be a brand new link posted up tonight, or whatever day you're hearing this, I guess. And $15 gets you a producer credit and your name dyslexically read at the end of the show, which I will do after this disclaimer. The $15 will be going up. I have to. There's too many of you. There's simply. It's gonna get to the point where
Just
this
make
is
it
gonna be the whole
25.
podcast,
Dude.
and
Just make it 25.
nobody
so
wants to
down
hear
to
that.
slam.
Maybe 25. Maybe that seems like
It's
such
an
a fucking
insane hype, but the thing is
hype,
that
but-
they're not respecting us. We love them, but they're not respecting. They don't respect the fact that like you don't want it to be that. They're like, oh, $15, I can pull that out of my ass. And they fucking slap it down.
They're paying to torture me,
Yo,
basically.
it's funny.
At this
All
point.
right.
But
Read.
we'll see.
They are.
We'll see.
But hey, man,
2.
come on, man.
It is-
That's,
it's a good problem to have.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm not.
Yo, maybe I have
Okay,
I have
yeah.
an idea.
All right.
We'll
I'm
talk
just
about
gonna
it.
read through these now.
2, 1, hit it.
Double O Dolphin, 1 meter long fetus, a level 1 cleric, Aaron Alvarez, Adolf Hitler's House of Jewish History and Traditions. So in this universe, he had a nice little character development there. Yeah, Alex Morrison, Arbiter's
really cool.
Mandibles Joyfully Juicing Johnson's Jumbo Johnson. A-Rod, the Goon King, Autisticus Retardicus, the Looney Tune that skull-fucked Porky Pig. Beelzebub the Gimp, Ben Douglas, Big Dude 0444, Bill Clit Tickler
nice.
Clinton,
That's super cool.
Black Nipple Gang, Blind Prosopagnosiac. I've never even heard that word before. Cactus Crotch, Cakes and Foxy PH, Carson Jones, Cataclysmic Cunt, Keith Dafid. It's CEETHDAFID.
Dafid.
Sponsored
Oh,
by
that's really
Dyslexia.
nice.
Chief Keith David. Chris, I don't give a fuck how much you charge. I'm getting my name read on this bitch. Comrade Casper, just kidding. Keith David. Count Cocula. Dangle Blampus, the ancestor of Dangle Blampy. Dankhouse. David Connolly. Deflated left ass cheek. Oh, God. Deeth Cavid, Deeth COVID, Decado, Der Ubermensch, Danny DeVito's Dank Delectable Draconian Dick and
my
Keith
God.
David. Dick Dastardly, dicking down to produce bastard
That's all one
children.
name?
Dodadad.
Is that all one name?
Huh?
Holy fuck,
No,
I
that
got
was
scared.
Dodadad, Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Dragazoreth, the positioned What? Dragosaurus. I'm not going to read the rest of this. I'm sorry. I fucking can't. Dunderhead. Dyslexia, and Chris, you fuck. You're such a piece of shit. Emperor Palpatine. Every time you paint a room, it gets smaller. Fjalar Tandri Guttormson. Fuhey. Girthworm Jim. Green Barista. The Grudge, the ground level deviant. Gucci Gang, my Gucci's gangrenous. Heiko. Headless 014. Fuck Sangheili pussy? What is this? What is this name, dude? People are you people honestly need help. Heartless Wretch. Hi.
Hi.
Higgler Nittler. Hispanic Wizard. Hugger Derek. I have committed 15 murders in the state of New York and California, but no one will take my confession seriously. If Smough was black, he'd be Tom Sweeny. Jason Tentacles. John Barlick. Joe Jolie. Jolly Old Keith David. John White Boy Extraordinaire. Juan Callis. Kiefer David. Keith Absage David. Keith Aetherian David. Keith Davy Yummy Cummies. Keith David, 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 Keith David.
Keep saying my name.
Keith David.
Come into me, Chris.
Keep going, Chris.
Keith David. Keith David. Keith David Ascended. Keith David Breaker of Worlds. Keith David is overrated. Fuck you, dude.
What?
Boza,
Fuck you.
dirty
Suck
nigga.
my
I'll
dick.
find
I'm
you.
Keith David.
Keith David. Wait, hold on. This one's Keith David Keithed my Davids when he Keetherized my Davids through the power of Keetherization. Keith David kip flipping on your dad's ballsack. Keith David murders my manhole. Keith David. I'm not reading that one. Keith David, please tickle my ass hairs. Keith David's best friend Kim Jong-un. Keith David's devilishly dangling dick for supper. Keith David's eccentric Krispy Kreme donut. Keith David! His impending cease and desist notification.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly. Keith David's rejected
This is
clone.
amazing.
What do you mean I have a clone?
Oh, there's so many.
What do you
There's
mean
so
I have
many.
a clone? You said this because you fucking did this yourself.
I know. I love it. I'm so happy. Keith David's Scourge of the Multiverse. Keith David's Moist Clam Sauce. Keith David's catastrophically colossal cock. Keith David's favorite. Keith David's latest fan. Keith Fat Houdini David. Keith Larvey David. King of Haphazard, but twice because Patreon glitched last week. All right, I think we're good. I think we're done with the Sea of Keith David.
The Sea of Keiths.
Kung.
Wow. That's
that-
fucking impressive.
That almost killed me.
Continue to worship me.
Kyle Howard, LaMuffler, Limp Bizkit thinks they're black, that they're just gay. Marcus Shorten, Matthew Bush, Melphis One, Merrick Freischott, Miley Cyrus, Mildly Pious, Defiled Hyman, Mitchell Blackwood, Moto Zealot, My Name is
Oh
Keith
my
David
God.
and I Hate the Gays, Negroid, Our Lord Keith David has spoken. Please plug my GoFundMe to help me pay for my dog's medical bills. Is that real? I can't even tell. GoFundMe.com
I mean, did he leave a link?
Save
Fuck 'em.
Savannah. So if that's a thing. Without an H. So if
That's
a thing,
real? Oh, shit.
Damn, Derek, you talk too fast. I was gonna
Derek,
say fuck
let's
shit
see.
too,
I
but I
take back
waited
the
till you
fuck
say
'em.
it first. You look like a dumbass. Ha, bitch, you're a
Let's
dick.
see. GoFundMe.com
Shit.
/
You're not Keith David.
Save Savannah
Hey, fuck you. I'm Keith David.
with no H. Oh, that's
Where's it? What
oh,
is
that's
it?
cute.
I'm gonna go donate.
So if that's
Oh, wait. Can you say that one more time? Can you say that one more time? Because we were like
it's,
Keith David.
GoFundMe.com / F / Save Savannah. SAVANNA. Beautiful little dog. I don't know. Obviously this is just a random thing, but could be real. I'd like to assume it's real. Go check it out. PP
save
Extendus,
Savannah.
Queef David, voice of Arbiter's Bussy, Richter 86, Ryan Klingler. Seriously, it's pronounced Mugen. Mugen?
You're wrong.
I always said Mugen, but like Sharlock 93, Simp Bizkit, straight Bender Keith David. Sunny Chance, Stitzrip Kema, Testiculus Maximus, wearer of the Imperial Codpiece, that loser, that Nick Walker, The Black That Smiles Back,
Oh my
Keith
God.
David. The Cosmic Hippie. The ghosts that lived in the apartment above Chris and Sweeny. That's funny because we live in an apartment now where there's nobody above us, but we still hear footsteps on top, so that's wild. The Gray Gamers, the
That's
Keith
sick.
David and Progerian Hunter, Orc Warlord, the Orc War Boss. Oh my God, I'm dying. The Invisible Skeptic, Thelma Nation Forever, Toby Shootman, Tootsie, Vosti. Mrs. Lincoln. Other than that, how did you enjoy the play?
That's so fucking funny.
Wormulon,
I
Keeper
love
of the
it.
Elder Cream.
I love it so much.
Zesty Donger, Z Theory, and Zizzy Zazzy Zuzi Zawardo Zaps,
Oh my God.
which is always just such a fucking hard thing to say. Thank you all for your pledges. Obviously, that was like fucking, 10 straight minutes? So, we're going to cut things down. We're probably going to have it be 25. But that doesn't mean we don't appreciate all your donations. Just, it's just this basic shit. Like, I can't.
Oh, we love you.
Yeah,
you guys fucking
honestly,
stepped
you
it up with the
really,
Keith Davids.
you really made it
I'm
all
proud
worth
of you
it.
guys.
I'm glad I read
It was
all those
fantastic.
Keith Davids. In fact, I hope that pretty much all that's left is Keith Davids by the time.
All I gotta say is that Keith David, just look, Keith. I know you listen to us. I know you hear us. All right, just fucking contact us. Come on, dude. We'll stop as soon as you contact us.
He probably thinks we're trying to
I
kill
don't
him
want
and
to wear
his
his face. I just want to wear the rest of him.
Okay, well, I'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys next time on another Snark Tank. Bye-bye.
Later, bitches.
Fuck you. Fuck the Reapers. They're all bitches.